You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We're out and about here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show. We're at Castle Connections in Queenborough, and we're talking all about Space Invaders, and we're joined with some of the artists involved in that project. Now, we're first going to be speaking to Lucy. So, Lucy, firstly, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Hi.
So, Lucy, can you firstly tell us a little bit about yourself as an artist?
I'm a sort of visually based artist. I live in Hackney. I've been sort of making work for about the last 10 years. I make a real mixture of work. It tends to be very site responsive or working directly with people in order to create something. I think they call it sort of participatory practice or socially engaged practice, not phrases I particularly love, but that's probably a place to put myself for now.
Now, we're talking to you all about the Space Invaders project and your involvement. How did you come to hear about it, and why did you choose to get involved in it?
I've had an interest in sheppey for quite a long time. I applied for another couple of things in the area that sort of didn't quite work out. I've been doing a lot of work in Kent over the last 3 years, and people kept mentioning this sort of mysterious island, which sort of whetted your appetite somewhat, and you wanted to find out what it was all about. So when the commission came up, the Space Invaders Commission came up, I honed in on Bluetown.
I suppose that gets us moved on to that. Could you tell us what your work's going to be for Space Invaders?
Yeah, I'm doing a project that's sort of got slightly multiple parts, but it's called Colour Mining Blue, and it's part of a wider series of 7 works where I want to match each of the 7 colours in the spectrum with 7 places on one in each of the 7 continents that has a relationship with a colour. Either it has the colour in its name, or it has a sort of strong relationship with the colour. So with Bluetown, obviously, it has a strong relationship with the colour blue. So what I want to do is, working with people who sort of live, work and pass through the town, I want to collect an archive of blue things in the town. So the archive is made up of 3 parts. So there's a photographic archive, film clips of blue things, might be a blue lorry or something in the blue sky, that kind of thing, and then audio interviews with local people sort of talking about blue and sort of the wider area of Bluetown. And these raw files will form part of a blue archive that will be held by the Bluetown Heritage Centre, and it will belong to them, so you'll be able to revisit that archive if you want to. And the next phase is that over the weekend of the 16th, 17th, 18th of March, if you come down to the Heritage Centre, we'll be redistributing blue in the form of a mysterious free gift. And then after all of that's been completed, I'm going to make a short film that's sort of my reflection of Bluetown.
If our listeners would like to find out more about your work, do you have a website?
Yeah, there's a website for the project. It's a blog site, so you can follow my daily mining activities at www.colourmining.co.uk. And if you want to find more about me and my wider practice, it's www.lucysteggles.co.uk, and Steggles is spelled STEGGALS.
Lucy, I'd like to thank you very much for speaking to us here at BRFM and telling us all about your Space Invaders project.
Thank you for having me.
We're out and about here at the Monday Night Community Show, and we're continuing to talk to some of the artists involved in Space Invaders. We're now joined with Ben and Phil. Firstly, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Oh, thank you for having us.
So at the moment we're talking in Castle Connections, which I know your project is going to be taking place there. But before we move on to that, I was just wondering, could you tell us a little bit about yourselves as artists?
Yeah, sure. Phil and I have been working together under the name Juno Projects for around 12 years now. We cover quite a broad range of things in our work. We make paintings, sculpture. We also do quite a lot of music, and we do a lot of work with other people as well. Projects where we try and involve people in the work we're making, or we find ways to sort of showcase the work that other people are making.
So I think you said you come from Birmingham. How did you become aware of this project, and what made you choose it?
Yeah, we saw the project advertised, and as Ben said, we've got a long-standing interest in the creative activity that other people make, so things that people do either as hobbies at home or artwork they make, perhaps things like pottery, ceramics, painting. and other creative hobbies. So when we saw it was a community centre here at Castle Connections with a very active kind of number of arts clubs and activities, we thought that that would be an ideal place to carry out a project.
So could you tell us more about that project?
Yeah, sure. The idea is that on the 17th of March, we'll be holding a creative fete at Castle Connections where there'll be stalls and an exhibition also, and people are invited to bring along things that they've made to showcase in the exhibition. We're not necessarily looking for what people might think of, as artworks, but anything really that falls under the sort of creative banner. So submissions so far have included like paintings, ceramics, but also like chutney, cakes, poetry. Some people will be singing on the day as well. So it's basically a bit of a celebration of the creative things that people get up to in Swale. We'd really like people to contribute to it if they would like to. It's very easy to do. If you have something you would like to be in the fete and in the exhibition, you can bring it down to Castle Connections at any point between now and even bring it on the day if you'd like to on the 17th. And we'll have 2 rooms that will be full of work that people have brought in, and it should be quite an interesting day, really. Lots of things to look at, and also there'll be quite a few activities that you can get involved in as well if you want to. We'll have a pottery demonstration and workshop going on all day, which will be free and you can join in and have a go at. There'll be kind of various stalls with sort of skill games, activities you can kind of take part in. We'll be running some activities ourselves that you can get involved in, and we'll also have a maypole, so something for everybody.
Now, if our listeners would like to find out a little bit more about what you do you have a website?
Yes, our website is www.junoprojects.co.uk, and Juno is spelt Juneau.
I'd like to thank you both very much for talking to us here at Castle Connections and telling us a little bit more about your Space Invaders project.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for speaking to us.